Broadway's biggest stars and shows are right here on the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Let's get going. I can't even believe we're saying this, but Hamilton has been on Broadway for a decade and counting. Lin-Manuel Miranda's landmark musical opened in 2015 at the Richard Rodgers Theater. Trey Curtis plays Alexander Hamilton. We sat down at the Skylark. Oh, let's talk Hamilton. So 10-year anniversary of him, which just blows my mind, by the way. No way, it's only been a few years.
It feels that way for me too, and I've been in it for most of my, I want to say life now because it feels like it's been my whole life for a long time. Yeah, adult life.
What year did you go? What?
So my first rehearsal was in 2018, November of 2018.
Okay.
Before the pandemic,
okay.
You know what I mean? And so I think I was 23. And so now it's been, I'm about to turn 30. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the show for so long, and it's taken up a lot of my time in the best way though. So it being 10 years is weird because I also was a fan first.
Yeah.
I learned Guns and Ships in a grocery store in Austin.
You did?
When I was in college, yeah.
Okay, tell me that story.
Yes, I was, when Hamilton dropped for the first time, it was NPR, National Public Radio.
Yeah.
And they did Act 1, Act 2. And I remember just sitting, I took the shuttle to class. I think I had maybe an 8 a.m. math class that I decided to go to that day. And I was on the shuttle, you know what I'm saying? And I was on the shuttle and I pressed play on Act 1 and I got to see everything come to life, and I don't even know how it looks. No one really knows how it looks. And I only know from the Vine, you remember Vine, talk about before streaming, Lynn and Lack, we're releasing Vines just talking about it being a mixtape at first.
Yeah.
I was there then though. I was outside then. So when they dropped it on NPR, pressing play was just hearing all that come to life. For it to be 10 years is kind of, listen, really I'm kind of still afraid of him. In the best way though. I'm gonna go ahead and tell this story too, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Listen, he came into his/my dressing room and he was sitting there already eating some pizza. And I had on a stream on TV and a gaming stream. I don't know, it was playing Fortnite or something. And all I hear is, I'm in the restroom. All I hear is, yo, are you playing this game or are you watching this game? And I know his voice too well. I still freak out to this day. And I'm playing Hamilton, you know? And he's sitting there, legs crossed, eating a square pizza. And we just get to talk. I don't know if I ever shared how deep of a connection I had to just his work with him just yet. I have gotten a chance to just chill and talk with him. He's always around, yeah.
I think it's so special, just your relationship from growing up in it, really, in so many ways, like growing up through the years with it.
Yeah, my journey with Hamilton, and I don't want to get anybody confused, but my journey starts with In the Heights. So I was in the back seat of my parents' car learning every single lyric to that show.
Wow.
And then Bring It On came out. I learned every lyric to that. I saw that 5 times when it came through Houston. And again, I'm just a fan of what he's doing.
Was it him that you were always a fan of then, or no? What was it?
You know what it was for me?
Looking at new things that were coming out?
My dad would put me onto rap. We was playing Ja Rule, Tupac.
Yeah.
He was playing. I didn't own any of the CDs, but he would work out to these things. And my mom definitely put me onto musical theater. So that's been in my stereo for my entire life. But there was never a musical that did both. So seeing that intersection happen, it was kind of over with from there.
So then how do you get to New York from Houston, Texas?
Honestly, it was Hamilton. Now, the first time I ever visited New York, I saw my best friend, James Quentin Johnson, who is in Hamilton right now with me. It was his Broadway debut, and the first show I ever saw was Hamilton.
Wow.
And I got to see him in the show. I didn't know how I was gonna make it, but you don't ignore alignment like that, you know? So I go to LA. I go to LA after I graduate, but in LA is where I had my first audition for Hamilton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, why? Is it?
They were looking for it. So Hamilton,
okay.
I started on a tour.
Yeah.
So they're always looking in different places for new talent. thank God, you know. And so I did get to be in the room. I did get to, oh my God, I'm sorry.
I did finish it for you, but
no,
I
thank
just
you.
didn't.
I did get to be in the room and I auditioned for, again, all those roles, Jefferson, Mulligan, Lawrence, not Hamilton.
You didn't audition for Hamilton?
I did not audition for Hamilton at first. I didn't even have that role as something to study. But I had that first initial audition in LA, and then from there, I had a callback, 2 callbacks in New York. New York is calling more and more, but they send me on tour to Puerto Rico. So I always think maybe I was supposed to travel the world before I settled down here in the greatest city in the world
And one of
to
the
play
greatest roles in
Hamilton
the world.
in one of the greatest roles in the world.
It's showtime one more time. Beetlejuice coming back for a 3rd Broadway run, haunting the Palace Theater. Here's Paul now with the stars.
So have you been eyeing this role?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, once I saw the show in DC, and I just loved how fun it was and how brave it was and how it was just really throwing so much at the wall. And I wanted to do it ever since I saw it.
Yeah.
I found out about the show, like pretty much everyone else, like on TikTok, on social media, my sophomore year of high school, and I loved it. The music's great. Pretty much like every other teenage girl singing Dead Mom, you know? It's really come full circle for me.
This show, it really did had a one-of-a-kind connection with people on social media, and the music took off in an amazing way. And so I was wondering, because you're the right age, like you actually saw that sort of as the target audience.
Yeah, I literally saw the show on TikTok, like first found out about it. So it's crazy how, yeah, it's amazing.
And I'm just part of the age where the cartoon was on TV and we used to impersonate the characters at school.
This show seems like a hell of a lot of fun. From the audience, it's like it's a great acting job, but it also just seems like it's a whole other level of fun.
You're invested the entire time. It is so crazy, but in the best way possible. The music is great, the dancing's amazing, it's so upbeat, it's great.
I think it appeals to so many different artistic sensibilities. Like the art of it is so iconic and the music is so like specific. The Beetlejuice songs are like him. They're these chaotic, bopping, turning songs. Like Dead Mom is like a pop punk banger. Like Eddie Perfect's music all across it just seems to fit the characters in such a beautiful way. It seems like he wrote them for them rather than like a constant thing across the show, which I think just brings more people into it.
It was a great legacy to this, obviously starting the Tim Burton film, Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder, so they're still like a big part of these roles, and then what happened on Broadway with Alex and Sophia Caruso, but it also feels like you get to sort of do your own thing. I've seen different performers play these roles, and it feels like everyone sort of gets to put their own fun stamp on it.
Yeah. I look at this like I'm a chef, and there's a bunch of amazing, simple ingredients, and my job is to try and cook them correctly. I take stuff from Alex, whose performance is now iconic, and then this Michael Keaton performance, and I'm trying to make some sort of super Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
That is taking the joy from all of like the culture and the lore. One of the first things I did once I got this was look at all the fan stuff they were doing of it on TikTok and on YouTube, and how there's so much content out there with this that I'm trying to take that all in and like kind of give that all back out.
Yeah. Lydia is a dark girl.
Yeah.
Tell me about sort of like the relationship of you and this character.
I think Lydia is such a complex character.
Yeah.
She's a teenager. When you see her outfit, the first thing you think of, oh, she's an emo teenager. But the best part is that there's so much more to that. She's a kid, so she has kind of this curiosity and innocence to her as well. And I really love that about her. Her sense of determination and drive. Like she has one idea and she's gonna get it, you know?
Let's hear it for New York. It's Hell's Kitchen, featuring the hit songs of Alicia Keys. Here's Charlie Cooper.
Kecia, it
Yes.
is an honor to be walking you to work.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm just so grateful that you made the time because you're literally in between shows right now.
shows, yes.
What's it feel like for you? Because you grew up, born and raised in New York City.
Yeah.
And you are one of the main characters in a show where New York is a major character.
That's right.
What's it feel like for you? Does this feel like a full circle moment?
It absolutely feels like a full circle moment. I went to high school 2 blocks from here.
Insane.
One of my best friends grew up in the building that we're singing about and talking about in Hell's Kitchen. So I've known that building since I'm 14 years old.
Wow.
You know, so it definitely is full circle.
I know that
Yeah.
this is a love story
Yeah.
between a mother and
And
her daughter.
Yes.
And I know that you play such a maternal role or maternal part in this as Allie's piano teacher,
Yeah.
but then also off stage as well.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that special role that you play.
We have a lot of young folks in this show, and the vast majority of our cast is making their Broadway debut.
Yeah.
And so I have been kind of a mother figure almost my whole life. And the kids just started calling me mama.
I love
You
that.
know, they are all calling me mama. And I just embrace it.
Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, I used to fight it because I wanted to be the cute ingenue. I didn't want anybody looking at me that way. But it's an honor. It's an honor when, especially when young people want to be around you, number one, and
Yeah.
number two, when they're interested in what you have to say. I tried to hang with them a little bit, but I can't. I have to go to bed.
I hear that.
I can hang for a little bit, and it's like, bye, mama's leaving.
We talk about these powerful moments in the show, and I think about the song Perfect Way to Die.
Yes.
And the visuals that are coupled with that.
Yes.
I don't think that anyone, at least not for me, I never thought a moment like that would exist in a show like this.
I agree.
It's just so deep. It speaks to, I imagine, everybody in the audience.
Yes.
When you read that moment in the script, or just during rehearsals, or any of that, talk to us a little bit about how that impacted you.
You know, at first it made me weepy. I feel that it's a privilege to sing that song, especially at this time in our history and all that we've been through. And secondly, because I have a black son.
Yes.
Who I had to protect in a different kind of a way growing up. It wasn't just, you know, I was just mom and we could just, you know, dance through the lilacs and go on with life. There were things that he needed to know in order to survive because I couldn't be there 24/7. And so I love the fact it is a privilege to me. So here we are. This represents what the 7-year-old inside of her wanted to be. At 7 years old, I started to dream about being on Broadway, about being on television, and what that would look like. And then as I went to Broadway shows through school as a kid, I was a public school student from New York City.
Yeah.
And you see these faces on the side and it's like, wow, look what those people are doing. So this is the first show. I've done 10 Broadway shows and this is the first one where my face is on the building. And it blows me away. The first day I walked by here and it was up, I started weeping.
Yeah.
You know, and not just because my face is on the side of the building. It's about what it represents to me and the work that I've put in and the desire to be that face that another little black girl will walk by and say, man, look at that lady. She has locks too, and she's in this beautiful wrap on her head. She looks like my mom, my auntie, my grandma. All the melanin, honey, that some little girl will say, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Hey, I'm Neil Patrick Harris, and you're watching The Broadway Show.
Maybe Happy Ending has taken Broadway by storm, critically acclaimed, totally original, and the winner of the Tony Award for Best New Musical. Here's Beth Stevens with another edition of Building Broadway.
So tell me about this world. How do you describe Maybe Happy Ending?
I mean, Maybe Happy Ending, from the perspective of the world, Maybe Happy Ending exists in a, I think, increasingly imaginable near future where AI elements have taken on human form to the point where they're ostensibly indistinguishable from human beings. And that's kind of like the launch pad of the world and the two primary protagonists that we meet.
Yeah, I think it wants to feel like, you know, the what we can imagine in a somewhat idyllic, somewhat dystopian future mixed with like a classic musical sensibility, classic design world. So, you know, despite there being a lot of digital elements, we wanted it to feel really tactile, that the textures were really apparent, and that, you know, there were things very recognizable. Some, you know, we're still having TV remotes somehow in the future, and you know, and Oliver's obsession with, you know, things from the past and LPs and records and things like that. So it's finding sort of classic texture with futurism, you know, mixed with musical comedy.
From a design standpoint, I can imagine an alternate universe where you could do this piece with a couch and a plant and your imagination. But this is an incredibly intense set design. So tell me about some of the conversations you had about coming up with this. It's a big swing.
I think the origin point for the general approach was one in which, you know, we wanted to explore how much agency these created beings had in their own environment. Because a lot of what challenges them is that they are supposed to be stuck in this kind of stasis of retirement, just sort of, you know, basically waiting to, you know, power down. So we've sort of concocted a machine that, you know, propels them, and it holds them, and then it gives them something to be released from, and, you know, it sort of carries them through and ultimately carries them back.
Even though it's complex, and I think everyone's talking about the spectacle of it, however, there's so much more we're hoping to evoke than show here.
The Book of Mormon is one of the longest running Broadway musicals of all time, and after all these years, the 9-time Tony winner is just as hilarious as ever. Now it's time to take a backstage tour.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Clay. I play Elder Price here at the Book of Mormon, and I am going to take you around backstage here at the Eugene O'Neill. I'm gonna sign in so that we can officially get started. So let's go up a ton of stairs and make our way. Oh, you know what? While we have a special guest here, this is gonna be fun. Hey guys, I'm gonna bombard everybody in this room if they're okay with it. This is the Broadway Show. Okay, and check this out. So not only is this Cody Jamison Strand looking absolutely ravishing, so this is the stage management office. I know I just kind of flung you all on my friends here, but this is the stage management office where it's the power center of the building, really, and also snacks. Equally important. Pan to snacks. All right, let's keep moving. Oh, these are kind of fun because these are new to our building. So these are from the South Park studios. They were going to get rid of them, and we said, why not just put them up here at the building? So please feel free to get a beautiful shot of Satan here, who I get to say hi to every time I come to work now. But now the main event is my dressing room. My very totally normal, not filled with Legos and fantasy books and typewriters and maps, and I've filled it with so much stuff. Little picture of my daughter there. Gotta throw props to my daughter next to my not wife. This is Barbara Streisand. My costumes are relatively simple in the show, which is probably why I fill the rest of my dressing room with fun stuff. I've got Mormon underwear. Pretty basic. I've got a white shirt and black pants. Well, let's keep going upstairs. This is Kecia. She plays Nabalungi in our show. You've been with the show for a long time, but just recently have stepped into the role of Nabalungi. Tell us a little bit about that journey for you so far.
Yes, I have been with the show this is my 11th year. Yesterday was National Swing Day, so happy Swing Day. I was a swing and an understudy for 10 years, a little over 10 years, and this is my 4th month playing the role permanently as Nabalungi.
Ooh, that's so cool. All right, so signing off here at the Eugene O'Neill with my past self, and our wall of past selves. This has been super fun, but like Kecia was doing upstairs, singing and warming up and doing everything, I've got to do that too. So you guys need to get out of here so I can do my show. Thank you so much.
And that's going to do it for us. But for tickets, or if you want to see some extended cuts of the interviews, you can head over to Broadway.com and be sure to check out The Broadway Show Uncut, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.